Hey you guys, it's your girl Tina. I want to go ahead and shout out Devin Brown on my Facebook page. Devin and many people, thank you guys for everyone who sent me this story, sent me this disturbing story. It's coming out of Ohio. I don't know what the hell's wrong with Ohio and daycare workers, but this is like the third story that I've done about daycare workers in Ohio. If you guys remember a few months ago, I told you about the daycare worker who was putting sleeping pills in her kids' food to get them to go to sleep. Well, now this bitch takes the cake. There's another daycare worker. Her name is Heather Koon, and she's 25 years old. And basically, she was caught molesting children at the daycare for her child molester boyfriend. So what happened is that they caught wind that her boyfriend was a sexual predator and that he was a child molester and he had a criminal record. So they had decided to investigate him, and they went to go check his laptop and his cell phone. And on that laptop, they found pictures of Heather performing oral sex and other sex acts on children at the daycare. There are at least 2 known victims, and the daycare tried to sweep it under the rug. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a news clip right now, and then I will come back with the rest of my commentary.
Thank you. A local dad is speaking out about a video of a female daycare worker having sex with his baby. The disturbing video was found on the worker's laptop. 19 Action News reporter Bill Saffos has the dad story that the daycare doesn't want told.
Investigators say this 25-year-old daycare worker is facing serious charges after what she did here at ABC Kids in Elyria.
And they tried to act like it was just a simple assault and didn't tell us any information about it. And then a few hours later, they called us again and told us that to keep it discreet. I still haven't wrapped my mind around it. I mean, that's every parent's worst nightmare.
He asked us to tell this story so other parents can figure out if their own kids are also victims.
Any child that's old enough to talk, they should speak to, and any child that's not old enough to talk, maybe take to a physician.
Police arrested Heather Koon after checking up on her boyfriend, James Osborne. He is listed on Lorain County's sex offender website at another address. They arrested him and confiscated a laptop found from inside the apartment. This police report shows it belonged to Koon and contained a video file of her engaging in, quote, sexual conduct with an unknown infant. Police tried to figure out who the infant was.
They just showed me still photos.
Turns out his baby isn't the only victim. There is another, and now Koon faces 2 charges of rape. They were both picked up yesterday around noon, one right after the other, and brought here to the Lorain County Sheriff's Office. They'll be held here until they see a judge. The earliest that could happen, of course, is on Monday. The daycare's management not saying much. What have you guys told other parents here?
We're not making any comments at this time. There's an ongoing investigation.
Us leaving is pretty much the only thing they wanted to talk about.
Please, I have the owner on the phone. Please.
Well,
leave.
can you ask the owner since she's on the phone? Can you ask her? Can you ask her why nobody
Can you
else?
please leave?
In Elyria, Bill Saffos, 19 Action News.
Thank you.
Okay, so you guys just watched the news clip, and I feel so bad for that father. And it's easy to say, well, that's why I don't let my kids go to daycare, and I would never put my kids in daycare. It's easy to say that until you have to go to work, until you have to start putting Pampers on your baby, formula, and everything else. Kids have to be in daycare because parents have to work to pay the bills. How can anybody blame the parents at the daycare is beyond me. But there's people saying, oh, well, you shouldn't put your child in daycare. Are you going to come and watch my child? Are you going to put money in my pocket so I can stay home all day and watch my child? No, you're not. So parents do need daycare. What should not happen at a daycare is that this 25-year-old bitch should not be filling on children and having sex with children so her nasty, perverted boyfriend can get off. This is just another case of a stupid woman who's trying to keep her man. I highly doubt that she's even a sexual predator. I think she was doing this as some type of fetish for her boyfriend. We've seen cases of this before when I've talked about this on my channel. There was a woman a few months ago who was literally allowing a sexual predator to come into her home and have sex with her child. And she was doing things with her child and sending the pictures to people via her cell phone. This is insane to me. Why are people so desperate to have a man that they're willing to throw all common sense out the window and perform sexual acts on a child to appease their boyfriend? This woman needs to be thrown under the jail. The boyfriend needs to be thrown under the jail. I cannot stand child molesters and predators, but more or less, I cannot stand disgusting women like this who go out their way to perform sexual acts on children so their boyfriends can get off. This is disgusting to me. And that daycare, for them to try and sweep this under the rug and act like it was no big deal, the daycare also needs to be investigated. Because if this was going on at the daycare, where were the cameras? Where were the other daycare people? How was she able to be just alone with these kids and record herself on a cell phone camera, basically digitally raping these kids and performing acts on these kids without her being caught? You know, this is some scary shit. You guys need to pay close attention if your kids are at daycare. If they don't want to go to the daycare, if they start acting different, if their moods start changing, if they start crying, if they start pointing to their private parts, you need to be aware of these things, because kids will show you signs, but oftentimes as parents, we're busy, we're doing other things, we ignore those signs. Do not ignore these signs, because it could be somebody potentially harming your child at a daycare that you don't know about. So we all need to be vigilant, and we all need to speak up, and people like this need to be thrown under the jail. This story just disgusted me, and I hope she ends up getting a lot of time behind this. So anyways, thanks you guys for sending me the story. Go ahead, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on the entire situation. All right, deuces.